Well, that's how I roll it. What do you want to hear? Oasis.
So haven't really spoken about Shakermaker and why I skipped it, because chronologically it would have come after Supersonic, because we didn't have any B-sides off Supersonic. And we didn't have any B-sides off Shakermaker either, and none off Live Forever either. So the first three singles didn't actually have that much B-sides, and they had none that made it to the Master Plan album. But the reason I didn't pick Shakermaker is the whole point of the list is better than roll with it. I don't actually like Shakermaker all that much. I find it too Beatles-y, and I know there's a whole load of yous. It just, with your hair like that, are gonna fucking, just spit at your screen. Don't give me fucking Corona. But you're gonna spit at your screen at the thought that I don't like the Beatles that much. I do love the Beatles. I just don't like when Oasis sounded like the Beatles. And I don't like the Beatles that Oasis were trying to sound like, if that makes sense. So Shakermaker is just a bit too on the end of Yellow Submarine. Shake along with me. And it probably did prompt the whole Oasis sound like the Beatles discussion, which I fucking hate. And I hate that Radiohead Muse sounds like Radiohead shite. It devalues both bands when you say things like that. Okay, they might overlap on the musical spectrum in some ways, and maybe many ways, but it's very reductive to both bands, Oasis and Beatles, to suggest that they only had one sound, and those sounds were largely duplicated. But Shakermaker, and it shake along. I've been driving in my car. It's so plodding, and it's so I don't know, it's just, I always skipped it, even as a kid. I just didn't find anything to catch me with it, and it really puzzles me why they chose that as their second single, especially when they had stuff they didn't even release as a single. For example, Bring It On Down, for example. Even something like fucking Dixie's Dinner or something. But it surprises me that they chose that as their second single. And it also sort of pinned Liam's vocal as being that sort of meow 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 meow, like it's that cat's meow that he does, that he fucking leaned on far too heavily in the latter years, in the late albums. It became this sort of flanderization of Liam Gallagher. Was Hey Lila. It was, Liam's a fucking great frontman, a great vocalist, a great singer, even possibly. In the grand pantheon of rock and roll greats, he's definitely up there. If you would put him next to fucking Pavarotti or the others, possibly not, but everyone has their own tastes. But him doing that whole yeah, that is a singing exercise for people who really study singing. Meow 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 meow. Liam turned it into this sort of trademark, which was really, really annoying. And I sort of placed it with Shakermaker. That's why I skipped Shakermaker. And I don't even think Shakermaker is better than Roll With It. I'd rather hear Roll With It than Shakermaker.